Welcome to the finale of Part 5 in Parts. I'm Jim.
I'm Sam.
And this is that Jojo podcast that we do where we talk about the Part 5 anime.
And it totally came out on time.
Whatever, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
So yeah, we do the show where, as this shouldn't be anyone's first episode, I have to say. This is kind of the last episode of this show.
Oh.
Well, this is the last episode of Part 5 in Parts.
Yeah.
We are planning,
Part 5 in full.
yeah, Part 5 in completion. P5IP. Basically, we're going to finish off the Part 5 anime.
Yes, episode 37, 38, 39, King of Kings,
Sleeping Slaves.
So Sleeping Slaves is the last one, and then Gold Experience Requiem, I think, is the 38.
Sure. So, yes. If you remember last time, we kind of truncated this a little bit. We kind of cut...
We were talking more about, like the stuff in the episode, like the arrow and...
Yes. Because, the way that the arc... Okay, so we'll just fucking cut to the chase. The way that Part 5 ends is kind of awkward, to me at least.
Yeah.
I think it's strange how... And they chose to just do it exactly how it was in the manga, where they literally just kept, like, the same exact series of events, which is really weird to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it just kind of made it a little awkward for our podcasting purposes.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so... This time we're going to talk more about the actual King Crimson quote-unquote fight.
You call it a fight?
It's more of like a chase that becomes a just complete like curb stomping.
It's literally like them trying... It's Diablo trying to pick up an arrow. It's like just keeps slipping out of his hand because it just doesn't work. And
this is one of the things that I like... The ending of Part 5 is like... so convenient for the heroes to win. Like, there's so many different aspects that work together to just ensure that there's no way that Giorno can lose. So for some reason, Diavolo, like, can't grab the arrow, which... Is it because the effects of Silver Chariot Requiem are over?
We're just still working at the very end.
It's like in a video game when you get hit. It's like when you get hit in a video game and you can't take damage for a few minutes. Is that like because they beat Silver Chariot Requiem, the arrow is like unable to be used, even though King Crimson literally pierces himself with it.
Yeah, or he just wasn't whole worthiness. It's basically,
which is literally just like bullshit.
It's bullshit. It's just the reason why. I don't know. It's confusing. Very, very. There's a reason why people say Part 5 ending is kind of confusing compared to other parts.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff happens. A lot of stuff
does happen. I think we mentioned last time...
It was because of the core.
Yeah, so everyone has, like, a core behind their head that casts a shadow always forward. So no matter what direction you're looking, it always casts the shadow forward. Mm-hmm. In the way that King Crimson's... Diavolo. King Crimson is, like, the character.
Yeah. He is the character for Diavolo's, like...
soul which I think is really interesting how we like never see his soul manifest. It's always just King Crimson, which is really cool.
That's why he has teeth and
so yeah, he's got the he figures it out first, and then Bruno also, I guess he just noticed it too.
He saw the idea,
still, like, I think it's such an interesting concept to have, like, your soul is like a light behind you that casts a shadow forward, making you unable to see it. But it happens so quickly and with such little fanfare that it has to feel... It just, to me, it feels like half-baked.
Especially souls have been a thing, like, in JoJo, like, with stands, like, the Darbies, like, take your soul.
Yeah.
And...
Oh yeah, this is by no means... Like, souls are very important. Like, every soul gets
when
like,
you
fly
die,
up to heaven.
Yeah, no matter when you die, your soul will just become a cloud and
even
stare.
Zappelli, even the first Zappelli. Like, there's that scene where he looks completely off model, and he's, like, just smiling face in the sky.
I love that picture.
I might include it if I fucking care.
But...
So also, the other thing I want to mention that is just, like, literal nonsense that they are just able to win the game, beat the bad guy, is Bruno just, like... Ghost Smoke just lifts up the arrow and gives it to Giorno. It's just like, okay, the ending is predetermined.
You also monologue while Jordan listens to him while he's like slowly standing there, but not going or just stay there. I can still talk for a while.
And then he comes back, which is kind of funny. But...
It's just so funny because like Jojo, you have souls, you have ghosts, you have like this weird stuff, and it's just there.
I was thinking today about how like out of nowhere all the Remy stuff is.
In
part 4.
It literally just an arc that just happens.
So not only is she just a ghost,
not even the Josuke. It was to Rohan and Koichi, like out of nowhere.
Not only is she a ghost, but there's also like a literal pit, like to hell that will like grab you if you like. I was thinking, like, can Stans explain this?
And I mean, look at the Rohan OV, like the Just Spoke Rohans are just weird supernatural stuff that maybe Stans explain it, probably not, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's, at least with that, it's like a spin-off.
Yeah.
Not like literally main core of this franchise.
But also when you're a ghost, you still have your wounds, like, on your body. Like, she had the giant hole, like the stab marks in her back, and the dog, is that Arnold?
I think it is Arnold.
It has his neck like completely like slit. That's why when it moves his head up, he's nothing there.
I actually really like that though. It's like don't they do the same thing in Beetlejuice, where everyone who died in like in hell is like they still look the same way that they did?
I believe so. Yeah, because the two main characters in Beetlejuice just died from drowning. That's why they are completely fine. But they can warp their faces no matter what. So does it really matter? Because they can change their faces up.
I don't know. Don't think too. I've only seen like literally like 20 minutes of Beetlejuice, and the one scene where they're like in the waiting room. And
that's like literally like that's like a last scene in the movie is him in the waiting room. One of the parts, it might be an after credit scene, but they had like him just stuck in the waiting room and then just.
Because okay, whatever. This is not a Beetlejuice podcast.
Welcome to Beetlejuice in parts.
Beetlejuice in 20-minute increments. The only way that I've ever watched.
It's been a while since I've seen Beetlejuice, and they've been talking about making a second one.
Hell yeah, I don't give a shit. So yeah, back to Bruno just giving Giorno the arrow.
Yeah.
So I know
I do love the part of King Crimson like begging Bruno though to give him the arrow. Is one of my favorites.
It is very funny,
especially they just like because Stans usually just have like the singular like rectangle of teeth, but he just had like these giant like monstrosity teeth just like emoting.
In this episode in particular, there's scenes where King Crimson, his mouth is like a frog, like how big it opens. King Crimson is extremely well detailed and animated in this episode in particular.
Yeah, I know they showed like because when he has the arrow, all the body swap stuff really ends.
The spirits
they showed a couple. They showed like the guy, and the dog, and the baby, and the mom. I really wish they showed the cop and the thief and like the criminal, and just to see his reaction, like, what the fuck do I have a hole in my mouth, and why am I handcuffed there?
Yeah. It's such a fun idea. I wish we could have spent a little bit more time. And well, they did. David Production did excise some scenes, like I think you mentioned it.
Yeah.
There's a scene where the cop is trying to like isn't he trying to like rape the one woman?
Yeah, they cut that. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he like sees like Mr. Trish.
Yeah, and then he gets his face exploded. But yeah, so I understand like why they cut that, but it's David Production has cut like a lot of tiny little incidental scenes.
Yeah.
It's interesting what this, like, I guess it's probably for like pacing.
I mean, but they did cut, I mean, we'll get that when we talk about the whole anime in general, but just like the Fugo, like we're gonna steal 1,000 cards and be like, what?
The funniest. That was the biggest
we did get a great Fugo thing I thought was fucking hilarious, but we'll get that when we get to talk about the sleeping slaves. But yeah, so
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
So he gets the arrow and everything, and then I do love like he stabs with the arrow. I love how it comes out of like it breaks out of Gold Experience. I always thought that's freaking cool.
Yeah, the way that they chose to animate it looks really cool, and it's really fun too because obviously as people who've read the manga, this is not a surprise, but the little bit of like mystery that the manga. Or that the anime kind of has, where it's like, it seems like there's King Crimson's whole plan is going to succeed, and then having that completely like turn on its head is really fun to watch.
And Arrow just goes inside Giorno too.
Yeah, it's cool. I like how you can see like the arrow traveling up its hand and then going into the forehead.
Yeah,
like where it's. I think that's
Arrow
really cool.
did that thing to Kira.
Yep.
Yeah, but he didn't get a Requiem. He got
Does Bites the Dust a Requiem stand? Watch my 20-minute long YouTube video where I say that the Requiem stand, the first Requiem stand, is actually King Queen.
King Queen, my favorite stand. It's like the fusion dance of King Crimson and Killer Queen.
It can make things explode and erase time.
I also do love they kept like Gold Experience fucking flying.
Yeah, it's so funny at the end of JoJo parts where people can just fly for no reason.
Let's look at the end of part 3.
Part 3, they literally just like fly around.
So what do you think of Requiem's design? Do you
And
like
at part
it?
7, they just fly around.
I would love to see this crippled Johnny like flying around.
He kind of does for parts of it.
Just like I want to see the anime, just him, his legs just dangling, flailing.
Okay, so this might be controversial. I really don't like the design of Gold Experience or Gold Experience Requiem that much.
I think I like Gold Experience better. I don't know, it's the face. Is the thing where kind of King Crimson, like he does the kind of King Crimson, but he can emote and talk out of him. So that's probably why. But I always found it really weird. I find the eyes really weird.
Very similar to how they kind of redesigned Spice Girl. I think the redesign of Gold Experience Requiem, particularly giving him like a huge neck and a very like defined chin line. I think that there's one shot in particular that if you have seen the episode, you'll remember. It just makes his appearance look a lot more intimidating before, where he just kind of looked
like a person.
Yeah.
As weird as that sounds.
What I don't know. For a main JoJo, I don't love Gold Experience's design, especially compared to some of the other ones like Star Platinum, Stone Free, like almost all of them, literally.
Yeah, Star Platinum being like the most human-looking like main character stand. Mm-hmm. It looks good.
Well, except Tusk Act 1.
Little baby?
I'm kidding.
I mean, it's in the top 3 of baby-related stands in JoJo.
Okay. Top 3 that consist of 3.
Babyface.
Oh.
There's Babyface. There's
Lollyho.
There's Tusk Act 1, and then the Green
Death
Baby.
13.
The Green Baby. Okay. Death 13 stand isn't a baby though.
But he is a baby.
He is a baby. There's Shizuku. Is it Shizuku?
My favorite character from Hunter x Hunter?
The invisible baby.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Shizuku, Joestar. Yeah,
she
it doesn't have her stand is making her invisible. It doesn't like a physical appearance. And
until she develops it in my fan fiction where she can turn the whole world invisible.
Sure. The green baby, that counts as stand?
Poochie. Yes, it does. I guess. I don't know. It has a stand ability.
Yeah.
Green baby has one of the most horrifying stand abilities.
Does poor Tom count?
Sure, yeah, he's a baby.
He's a baby man.
He literally looks like a baby.
Anyone who hasn't read part 8 yet.
Why you here?
Why you here? But yeah, so... Yeah,
back to the episode.
I mean, we're talking about the design of the stand, and it has the long range Gold Experience power. Just can shot beams and turn it into a a rock to a scorpion. And
to me, that makes more sense than like any
other power,
its other powers. Like
I can understand
the idea that it can like just do almost anything.
Well, yeah, the thing is about like Silver Chariot was when he doing it as defense to keep the arrow away from Davilo, it developed that ability just when he did it. And this one, I can understand, like, he knows King Crimson's power, so he probably... That's why the reset to 0 was his thing to stop that. But then the other thing, when the live, die, repeat thing...
Yeah, okay, so... I think I heard someone talk about this. I don't fucking know. There's so much JoJo shit that exists in my life. But the... remember Giorno's original power?
The slow down punch?
Yes. So...
The extension of that?
Yeah, if you think about King Crimson as like an extension of him slowing down time... And like... Think of it as like King Crimson can like completely... Sorry. Gold Experience can like fuck with your brain chemistry and like make you think you're experiencing time slower. So I don't think it's too far to think like, okay, maybe like hyper version of that would just be put your brain in a state where you're like so slowly experiencing thing that you literally are experiencing your own death like for hundreds of years.
Yeah, it's just like...
It's just a game theory.
I can understand... I get that theory, but Araki literally forgot about that ability the entire part. Unless you're supposed to just to literally imply that's what happened, and... What's it called? After Green Day, he's all those... That 7-page or 2-minute Muda. Like, he's still experiencing that dying because he got punched so many times.
He might be.
He still hasn't gotten like, into the truck yet.
That'd be horrifying.
But I did love the visuals of the power working. The
whole like tessellation of like a long series of Diavolo looking back at himself confused is like one of my favorite JoJo images ever.
Yeah.
I think it's so... I don't know, I just think it's so cool. And then I'll just cut to the chase. Like, obviously, we see this imagery used again in the third version of the OP.
Yeah.
The third and final version of the second OP of Part 5.
Yeah, the first one has the sound effects. The second one has Gold Experience Requiem, just stopping his King Crimson. And then the third one was just it added to it of him just doing the visuals from it, which I really love.
Well, yeah, it added that part.
It's kind of crazy
changed the ending too.
Them just doing 3 additional endings on top of that, like.
Mm-hmm. It is really cool. It was such a nice surprise because the whole thing of JoJo is the whole like trend is that the last time you see the OP, it's the sound effect version.
Yeah.
And this time Giorno like broke that. The Gold Experience Requiem is so powerful.
So broken.
It literally postponed Part 6 forever.
I'm never gonna happen.
But it was so cool because it added that little scene where when King Crimson does his like counterattack, it's now reversed, and then at the end it shows King Crimson, or it shows Gold Experience like shattering from the shell. I don't know if you noticed that. It added like a little filter on like the old scenes.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we get the whole Giorno just destroying. It's not even close. He just completely obliterates him and knocks him into the water.
So yeah, so I think the way that we watch this is important. So yeah, we had to wait an entire month.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
So yeah, the episode ends with the Muda barrage on Diavolo after his power has been completely reduced or whatever, returned to 0. Then a month later, we get the two episodes of the finale, and it's just so weird how jarringly awkward it is. So we get a little like the little tease for the sleeping slave scene, but then it goes right into the Muda barrage again, and then it's like, oh yeah, Diavolo is dead. Like he's already gone.
It's basically, yeah, we're doing this. We're doing Sleeping Slave. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. And I know. Okay, so last time we bitched about sleeping slaves, we got a lot of comments that were like, actually.
A lot of actually.
No, but there were a lot of people that felt that sleeping slaves really cements the themes, and it really reinforces a lot of the themes of the part. And
I would have been fine if they were just like, like not attached to the Part 5 as like maybe like a Zespoke Rohan or one of those just like a one shots or 2-part one shots, something like that.
Yeah, like I understand, and like it does get tied in with the very end because we do have the scene where Mista freaks out because he sees an orb, a stone orb again.
I mean, if you just had that, it'd be a nice nod just to be like, it's just like, why is Mista freaking out? Because he's a weirdo? I don't know.
One thing I do want to say, I didn't even notice this till some reference to how Mista busted the car, which was an anime original, and it was a reference to Sleeping Slave. So I thought that was very clever.
It's just thinking about Part 5 and everything. Like he beats Diavolo. We get the whole what happens to him, and then it just Trish and Mista and Giorno head to the Coliseum, and then it just cuts to him Giorno being the mob boss. Mm-hmm. And it's nothing in between that. You don't get any kind of closure or everything like the other parts you get. We
don't see, this is like not just the anime, but the manga too. We don't see like Trish and Mista reacting to Bruno dying.
Yeah.
They literally think that Bruno's still alive.
Or they have a chance to heal him or something.
And Giorno won't say anything because it hurts too much.
Yeah, the manga had him like shivering, like literally shaking.
Yeah, I saw someone post that on Twitter. I was like, damn, that's a lot more powerful.
But yeah, and just like you only know that Mista is with Giorno. You don't see Trish at all in that ending. You don't get that. I don't know. They could have made it original because the manga didn't do it, but at least have like some kind of closure with them like together or like the new kind of mob. But no, it just kind of
and it was also an after credit scene.
Yeah,
which I thought was interesting because when it ended, I was like, oh, that was a strange cut to credits. But it was also cool because we got the final version of the Modern Crusader CD.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if you noticed, but it changed Gold Experience to Gold Experience Requiem.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I totally didn't even notice. I was so excited that they changed the little orb into a Bruno ball.
Yeah.
Ball Bruno.
I mean, Ball Bruno was seen in like the other OPs as well, both of them. Like Fighting Gold had.
Oh, that's right.
Fighting Gold
was first image of Fighting Gold is literally like Bruno dying.
So, but yeah, I just kind of Part 5 kind of ends like quick after, other than Sleeping Slave, but Sleeping Slave is so like far out and happens like a prologue that is just weird.
So it ends so quickly, and also this is might be a controversial statement. It ends with like very little agency on Giorno's part. Giorno wins because he's given the stand arrow. He pierces himself with it. Gold Experience Requiem even tells Diavolo, Giorno is not aware of what I'm doing. My power is so strong that I'm doing things for him. So it feels like Giorno just doesn't really... And I know this isn't true, because Giorno does suffer a lot, and he does do a lot. But at the ending, he has, like, no agency here.
It's not like, oh, I can finally get those drugs off the street. Like, how am I going to be a gang star? Like, I'm just the mob boss now, though. So
he's just mob boss. Think about the end of part 3. Think about Jotaro having to deal with, like, all these things, like Cat Queen dying. I can't say Cat Queen's name ever.
Cat Queen dies, but gets that dying message and basically helping out for that final battle.
Joseph dies in front of him.
Yeah, Joseph.
And he has to, like, learn how to use this new power. And then there's such a great build up to him, like, learning that he can, like, do it while time is stopped, and then him actually fighting back.
And the best part is, like, it's the whole ending of, like, I want you to draw your stand and then I'll draw mine, like the Clint Eastwood kind of.
Yeah.
I love that so much. And then you get the ending part of, like, with him getting Joseph, you get that stupid butt pull of getting Joseph back to life, and then.
But it was also, like, his choice. Like, Jotaro has so much agency.
Yeah.
In the end of part 3.
And then we get that good, like, ending thing of them going their separate ways, is, like, with Polnareff and then Joseph and Jotaro going back to Japan. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
Even part 4, you kind of get that, like, this is what everybody in this town's doing that you met. Like,
yeah. The whole thing with okay, so if we're, like, just to take that as an idea that we're going to run with. So, yeah, the end of part 4 is about, like, everyone working together, like a community working together to take down the element that is ruining their lives.
This killer.
So they're all working together. We've got the whole thing where, like, Josuke is using his power while he's on walkie-talkie with what's his face?
He has his dad. Remember he has you remember
Josuke? No, sorry. Kira's dad.
Yeah, he's on his phone and
yes.
and he gets him Kira to kill his dad and everything. I love that.
And then it has Jotaro using his ability in, like, a very Josuke using his ability in a very creative way.
Okuyasu gets a moment in it.
Yeah.
Like, Jotaro actually is the one that punch boxes him, and
then everyone's favorite character, the ambulance, gets its final kill.
Ambulance-kun saves the day. And like, even we got that in, like, I don't know, part 2 we got like the whole, like, finale, like really, like,
the whole thing is, like, about him sacrificing himself. Even though he doesn't. Really.
Even though he doesn't, and then his girlfriend, like, doesn't tell everyone that he's okay, and they have a funeral.
But so, the main theme, if I were to say at the end of the finale part 5, would have to just be, like, fate.
Yeah.
And, like, going against fate, I guess.
I just feel like...
Okay, so this is the thing. I don't really understand. I'm not, like, knocking anyone. I literally want to hear, like, the arguments. I don't understand what people mean by, like, the characters, like, fighting against fate in part 5. If we take out sleeping slaves, like, how are they fighting against fate in any way? They're just really doing a mission. Like, they're doing something. I don't know. They're just fighting for something.
It started out as a mission for their boss, and they were following their boss on that mission. And then I guess it was more so Bruno leaving, and then they got a choice whether to go on the run or not, or just leave. And
because to me, that would be like them discovering truth and, like, living up to their true selves. Whereas fate, to me, it's like, I don't know. I think fate is kind of like a dicey theme, because it's like, you have to think, do we just prescribe to the fact that fate is unchangeable? Or is fate something that you can change yourself? Like, does free will actually exist?
Seems like, oh, you were fated to die, and Rolling Stone is gonna make it, like, painless, and
because that's the thing with JoJo. It's like,
and then at first it's just Bruno and, like, Misa's fighting it, but, like, the other and it just shows the other, like, Narancia and Abakio, and they're just like, oh, they're there too because they're just gonna die. Okay, that's fine.
So okay, I've heard people talk about this, and I don't buy it. So the whole idea, well, Misa even mentions.
Okay, so we're just gonna talk about sleeping slaves then.
Okay, yeah.
Let's really talk about, like, the live die repeat part. It's awesome.
It is great. I love how increasingly more pathetic his deaths get. Because, like, it's really humiliating that he would just be stabbed to death.
Yeah.
But the fact that he is, like, literally trips over like trash and then falls and gets hit by a car is so funny. And then like, I don't know. I really do legitimately love the scene. I do think it is like way worse of a punishment than Diavolo deserves. Like Diavolo is literally
he's a mob boss.
He's literally a murderer and a mob boss, but this is like worse than Dio. This is worse than like any other villain.
Dio got knocked out then burned to the sun when he was unconscious essentially because he would have recovered if he didn't get like put into the sun. Cars got launched in his face to be mine.
You could argue that Cars maybe has a worse fate, but I think with Cars eventually he would just like disassociate entirely. With this, it's like his senses are constantly being challenged to like
Kira got dragged to hell.
Yeah, he did get dragged to hell. But I don't. Yeah, that's we don't see anymore. Actually, that's a lie.
If we talk about part 7, would you counter Diego's fate or Funny's fate worse?
Oh, by the way, we do spoil all parts. Jim, I didn't put a spoiler warning on.
We had a spoiler thing talking about. We said spoilers.
Okay, good. Whatever. Wait, sorry. What was that question?
Diego or Funny's fate worse?
Funny does get his what's it called? Funny's fate is like. Sorry, I can't use words properly. Funny initially gets like fucked by the what's it called, the spin,
but then fucked by Gyro's like the aging one first, and then
but the thing that he does die. The thing with Funny is he does die. He suffers for like 20 minutes and then he dies because Johnny shows mercy on him.
Diego though, when he had the head and then like
the head thrown into him,
he look in the bag. We got in that bag there, huh?
Well, I don't know. I feel like that's not like torture. I think
know. Like, just like this is when they show it just like it coming together and then just basically just.
I'm sure it hurt a lot, but
sure.
As far as like villain suffering, I really think that Diavolo
and then Kira getting dragged to hell, and maybe Cars is going like he has all this power, but he just goes like brain dead essentially just for being in nothingness.
Actually, no. There's one more I can think of. Jobin having to watch his whole family die every 20 minutes. Oh wait, you haven't read the end of part 8 yet?
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, Jobin, he has to watch his whole family die in front of him every 20 minutes.
He has to watch
Dappy puts a stopwatch out and he times every 20 minutes.
He has to watch poor Tom crawl out of his wife.
Yeah. Oh my god, that is the worst fate. These are jokes, ladies and gentlemen. Part 8's not done yet.
Jokes. So yeah, so we're going to sleeping slaves because like we talk about they don't have him like shivering when they're asking to go get Bruno. I wish they showed them these anime original going to the Coliseum and like putting them to rest like Narancia.
That would have been very nice.
But they didn't. Yeah, they didn't.
How much better would that have been as a whole episode than Sleeping Slaves?
It would have been so much better. It would have been a lot more like them getting closure and like
because
seeing where they go, other than just him obviously becoming the mob boss and Mista being his right hand. But where'd Trish go? Is she with them as well? Mm-hmm. Even though like,
and we do see at the very very end, not to jump too ahead of ourselves, but on the bench where Polnareff is in Giorno's like little villa that he's now mob boss in.
The flowers.
There's a flower. Wine. Yeah, there's a flower from each grave, or well, it's a flower used at each grave.
Yeah. And there's like it was Abakia's wine and something. I think there was like one and like
Bruno's little zipper.
That's right.
One of Bruno's.
It's like a actual like souvenir. It looked like.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's back in the Sleeping Slaves then.
So yes, as I said, I feel like it's very awkward. It's the pacing. Oh, let's ignore where it is in the part.
Yeah.
The pacing of the episode in general, I think, is awkward
because it's like 6 chapters.
I think it was 5 or 6 chapters.
Yeah.
I can probably look that up. Be a good idea. You got that?
Yeah, look it up if you...
Yeah, you got it. All right, so... Yeah, we've got... as we said before, in the very beginning of episode 37... It's 38, the penultimate episode, we see a little teaser of all our boys hanging out, and we know that Fugo, Narancia, and Abakia are no longer with us, so we're like, why is they here?
Purple Haze seed bag?
Yeah, everyone's foaming at the mouth, screaming.
I'm sorry, I clicked on the, I had Gold Experience Requiem on wiki page, and people also searched for Gold Experience Requiem versus Thanos, Gold Experience Requiem versus Goku.
I want to see Thanos fight. That's the stupidest, like...
Would he reset the snap to 0? So
literally, yes. Literally, okay, I'm gonna make a fan-animated scene where I'm just gonna take the end of Avengers and then just reverse it so that all the guys what do they call it now? The blip or they all like unfade away, whatever. Okay, let's talk about stupid internet people are like, what if Goku fought Superman?
It's called Death Battle Gym, and it's art.
I absolutely hate it. And to think that you can bring something as, like, busted as Gold Experience Requiem into a fight with someone like Goku, like, I don't even know where the enjoyment comes from that. Like, it's the same thing when people are like, oh, what would happen if Saitama fought Goku?
Saitama wins. There's nothing. There's no one Saitama can beat.
Yeah, the joke is that everyone is one hit. It doesn't matter how strong they are in their series. The joke is like you're just looking to like. Aren't they making a fighting game too?
It's an arena fighter, and it looks like Saitama's gonna be like a joke character, maybe.
Stupid.
I have Mumon Rider versus. Yeah, they literally have like those weird like one-shot villains, like the mosquito girl.
That's awesome.
She's a character.
That's cool.
The guy who looks like Piccolo is.
Vaccine Man.
How
could you forget all these wonderful
they die in one
these wonderful non-joke characters?
They die instantaneously.
I fucking love One Punch Man, guys.
One Punch Man is great. I fucking love it.
The
recent arc is amazing.
Let's talk about Jojo.
Oh yeah.
So Sam, I have one big question for you. Do you pay your taxes?
Yes.
Remember that hilarious scene where Bruno asks the old man if he pays his taxes?
Yes. And then the old man asks him to kill someone.
Yeah.
So the only thing I really like from this episode is
Scorpio.
No, Fugo. Like, when Mr. landed on his car, and there's a background shot of Fugo like, falling out of the car like hurt.
It's like a total of like 20 frames, and it's just him like trying to crawl out of the car. That was absolutely hilarious.
Also, like Mr. like not dying is like him like insane how he just falls on a car and like.
So this is one of the hilarious.
Where he's like, "Oh, I landed on a car and saved my life." Like that wouldn't have mattered in like reality. It does not matter.
The way I was utterly shocked at how destroyed the car got from that. I was like, "Oh my god, this is gonna actually die," even though this takes place literally before the whole part.
It just literally like, oh wow, the car broke my fall in the cement. This metal car and glass that's like shattered.
No, but Sam, he wasn't fated to die though.
So the car took all the blast. Like,
yeah, I think that's the thing I want to get back into. Like, Mista has this moment when he's falling where he's like, or after he falls, where he's like, yeah, maybe like I didn't die here because I wasn't carved in the stone. So does that mean that literally like he can't die?
This is why he survived every gunshot wound to the head.
Oh my god, literally yes. Mista is immortal because he wasn't in that one scene. There wasn't a stone golem next to him.
I'm just trying to think, because, like, did any of them really... That's why, Abakio ran into the boat and got stabbed. It got shrunk and deflated.
Yeah, he couldn't have died.
He knew it.
Until the time when he...
Because the stone didn't even know who Abakio or... Narancia, but he just had him in the stone.
Yeah, so
already.
That's the thing. Okay, I just literally don't like this.
I don't, yeah.
I just don't like Sleeping Slaves, guys. I'm sorry. I'll try harder next time. It felt awkward. I think Scalipio is the most interesting part.
He is. I think he's also one of the best parts of this.
Having him be an artist that is, like, tormented by the stand.
Yeah.
So I keep ragging on the idea of, like, fate and shit, but I really do like the idea that he is like totally like having the stand around him all the time has changed the way that he looks at the world. And
he's an artist, so you know, kind of like a marble statue and everything, and you know, it just kind of adds up to him. Mm-hmm. It kind of like morphs itself into people.
Yeah, it's a cool. It's a very sensical.
Also, doesn't connection. Know what stands are.
Yes, that's another thing I think is really neat. It's not like he's. Looking at the episode itself, it just feels like too much time is spent on the suspense of this being a stand battle when it just is not.
It is 5 parts, by the way. Okay. And I think it's a little bit...
It took a very long time.
I got distracted talking to you, sorry.
This was initially 5 chapters.
Felt like an eternity when I read it.
And if I recall correctly, it does end the same way. Like, it does... The very end, it cuts back to Giorno at the Coliseum, correct?
Yeah. I think it's like him...
And then it shows the very, very end, the final panel.
Yes.
Yeah. It just, to me, it feels strange. I'm utterly shocked that they didn't try to reincorporate this earlier into the part.
It's weird.
You could have totally have just done this.
As like an episode 0?
Maybe. I don't know. You could have incorporated the whole thing where, like, Bruno gets his face in it and just never show Narancia and Abakio.
Yeah.
And then maybe later on have that be a reveal, like do a
Yeah.
thing where there's like a flashback scene that it, like the camera pans and you see. Because I think it would have felt like it had a more important place.
Or like just so Bruno, so like, you know, like he you kind of get that he might be doomed, but like these people follow him. What's gonna happen to the people that follow him on this journey that he's having?
Because it feels like it's trying to sell me. It's trying to red pill me on the idea that like fate is important to this part, but it's like
I thought resolve was the most important thing about this part.
Oh no,
resolve is literally a stat in part 5.
I would say that resolve is probably I would think it's a better theme.
I don't know, man. What are the other themes of other parts if you can think?
Fun is the theme.
Are they going in order? Fun part 1?
No.
Well,
the whole series is like fucking family drama and like the sins of the father sort of thing.
Yeah.
Bad dads is a theme
Bad
for all of
dads.
JoJo.
Yes.
Literally every dad.
See you in part 6.
Who's the worst dad, Dio or Jotaro?
Well, Dio never had a chance to be there for his son.
We don't know that.
We do know that. We do. He didn't even know. For all 4 of his shitty kids, he could have been there for.
But I saw a funny video on the internet called "Dio and Giorno Go to McDonald's."
Yeah, that means he's better dad than Jotaro.
He actually fed his son.
He went to McDonald's with his son. And then what did Jotaro do? Nothing.
He did technically give his daughter her stand.
Yeah, and on a little piece of an arrow that he
also did give his daughter life. So I mean, that's about as good a thing a dad can do. Actually, it's the bare minimum thing a dad can do.
Yeah, I don't know. He stuck it in, and that was it. And then he went out to go fuck some dolphins
and sea stars.
And sea stars. And then that. I mean, you got Johnny's dad, but you get a whole good moment with him.
That's a great scene.
I mean, Jonathan's dad wasn't terrible. I mean, he took Dio's side because he didn't know, but then once he learned, he stuck up for his son and sacrificed himself for his son.
So Jonathan's dad is a very interesting character. It's like the classic, like, I'm harder on you because I see more potential in you sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it is his downfall when he shows any sort of care towards Dio.
And then Joseph didn't get a chance to be with his dad because his dad got killed by a vampire.
That's true.
Remember that one part?
Wait, he was killed by a vampire?
Yeah, remember he like walks into his office or to an office of a superior, and he was like a vampire the entire time, and then he killed him.
I totally forgot about that.
And
I thought he died.
Lisa walks in and like kills the guy, but they didn't know, so she kind of ran on the run.
I utterly forgot all about this. Damn, that's crazy.
And then we don't even know about Jotaro's jazz musician dad.
Oh yeah, is he a jazz musician?
Yeah, he's like a jazz musician.
He's a
traveling jazz musician.
Bad dad.
And then of course you have Joseph again as
a worst dad.
Apparently, I remember I read an interview where he said if he had more time for part 4, he would write more stuff between Josuke and Joseph.
That's like the one thing that I think part 4 could have used more of.
And then the only thing we got from Dio and Giorno is the Eyes of Heaven team-up move, which is amazing.
Non-canon, unfortunately.
I love it. There's some non-canon stuff in Eyes of Heaven that makes the bad dads better dads.
Good. Necessary.
Even Jotaro.
Alright, let's go back a little bit.
We shit on Sleeping Slaves enough. Do we need to shit on it even more?
I want to pin it down. I want to shove dead leaves in its mouth.
Put some stones on it. Also, what a waste for Rolling Stones for...
A reference?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is hilarious. What's it called in this? It's called, like Future Stones?
Future Stone?
Literally, it's called
It's called Dr. Stone.
It's called Dr. Stone.
Let's see. What's your bet on what it's called?
I thought it was called, like, Future Stones, or, like, Prophecy... No, it's called Prophecy Stone. I know it's called Prophecy Stone. Hold on, I'm trying to get...
It's so stupid. They only refer to it by name in, like, one part, and, like, on one part, and maybe the stat card.
Mm-hmm.
That's... Rolling Stone.
One of the things that I do... Okay, let's try and be a little
Prophecy
positive.
Stones.
It is called Prophecy
Prophecy Stones, plural.
Yeah, that makes sense. Even though there's ever only one at a time.
It's only one stone.
The one thing that Okay, let's be a little nice to Sleeping Slaves. I do like that we see more Mista, because he's the best.
Yeah, and Sex Pistols.
And also, Mista using a technique that he never used before, or again, I guess, because this is a prequel technically, where he shoots bullets in the air and tells them to look for something. So he just randomly fires a bunch of bullets and then they fly around.
So they can look back. Then I guess he can recall them, and they just can just provide the information, or they're like connected. I guess in like a hive mind, because kind of like number something found. Bruno by the stairs.
So this is one of those scenes where you're just not supposed to think about how the stands work, because
also his bullets can like penetrate like
what the fuck is the range of Sex Pistols?
So pistols can go through like multiple walls and like metal and all this stuff, and like at one point he goes, the same thing, he goes, my bullets don't have enough range to reach. I'm like, they just pierce, like, no matter a point-blank range of a revolver, you're not going to pierce, like, multiple, like, stone wall and, like, a metal of the elevator.
You just can't think about it. You just can't.
It just
one
works.
Of those things, you just can't, it just works.
It just works.
And also, yeah, like what you said, how, because we've seen it, like, happen in, like, a split second, where the pistols can, like, fly back to Mista, but we don't know how quick. Because, okay, if we were to think about how they operate, they are able to literally slow time down so quickly, so slow, that they can, like alter the trajectory of bullets with kicks and shit. But how fast does that make their flying ability? Like, can they just fly back to him in like 3 seconds?
Do they just recall, like, disappear and can just recall back?
That would make sense.
I don't know, man. It just, part 5 the stands just work.
If Mista had like,
not even King Crimson just worked. It's just every stand in this part just works.
Kinda, yeah. There's a lot of crazy stands.
And, I mean, most of the, especially our boys, they just make up, or stuff just forgotten as they go along. Like you said, go experience early on and gets the healing ability later on and all that stuff.
The only, like, consistent one is probably Aerosmith.
Yeah, I was saying Naranja.
It's literally just, it has bullets, it flies, and also it can read carbon monoxide.
Yeah, even, like, what's it called? What Moody Blues can do, which is, like... It can rewind like a person in an area, but like then again, it learns how to fly a plane. Oh, this guy was flying a plane here at one point.
Yeah, they're also the one scene, which I think is kind of funny that they try to like when he dies, like the last thing, they try and like add like a ticking clock element to it, where it's like we need to do this right now for an arbitrary reason. Where in reality they could have just done it whenever. Like they could have just been able to deal with the villain and then do it.
I think if you had a sound effect, do like a film reel going off, or like like film being like rewind, or like I don't know, or like the clicking of like the VHS stopping. I can't confirm I had plenty of VHSs growing up.
I think we all did. I think unless you're like a Zoomer fan.
Yeah, you don't know, man. I don't know.
How many JoJo fans are Zoomers? If you're a Zoomer in the comments, say hello, I'm a Zoomer.
Sure, whatever that.
Zoomers are the funny term for Gen Z.
Okay. Also, okay, I believe you. But, so Rolling Stone, it just stops now after it smashes, right? It's just gone?
Well, it depends. What do you mean by gone? Because its effects still
I know the effects still go, but I mean, like, does it not attack other people anymore after it just smash on the ground?
Oh, you mean like as a
stand? It
doesn't.
It's not going to attack anyone else anymore?
I don't think so.
Because it just think, we defeated the rock by smashing it.
I don't think so. I think because unless because we don't see Skelepi die, because when he
gets shot multiple times by Mista.
That'd be really funny. Or when it smashed against the ground, his body just explodes.
That'd be amazing. I mean, after shooting the rock a million times, I don't think it's gonna affect him. But I don't know. It just works. Part 5 just works.
Yeah, as we said, I don't really have anything else like positive to say about Sleeping Slaves.
I'm sorry, we're having in the background the Fugo crawling out of the car.
That's hilarious. It's like out of focus too. I know. How funny.
And like, I mean, the low frames make him look like he's like really struggling.
Yeah, it is very funny.
So yeah, I don't like it. You don't like it. People can try to defend it, but I'm not gonna be sold on it because
Yeah, I think if I was a King Jojo at Studio David Pro, I would have heavily cut this down. Maybe like a flashback, or interspersed it into an earlier part.
Mm.
And then I also would have brought Fugo back as a villain.
No.
I would have just made this my own personal fanfiction.
Well, you don't want Rocky's thing of Fugo coming back, killing Naranja, and then having Giorno having to kill him afterwards.
That'd be pretty cool.
Because that's why Green Day is so similar of an effect that Purple Haze has, because that's was going to be him.
Oh, yeah?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Makes sense.
It does make sense. I wonder, because I know that Araki's very like flexible with his JoJo plot lines. It feels like when he finds something, he'll like lean into that for a bit. Not saying that Araki doesn't have a plan, but I think one of the benefits of doing a monthly and weekly manga series is that you can really tweak.
And then we could have had Giorno vaccinates the gang as like the title of the episode.
Giorno gives everyone vaccines. Here, I made more snakes so that we don't have to die.
I could kill all these snakes so I can put the blood in me.
The anti-venom. Yeah.
But yeah, anything else other than the clothing shot? Was the clothing shot no part 6 teas?
No part 6s, which I kind of was expecting.
I was expecting we didn't get them for part 5.
The only one we've ever gotten was, well, I mean, technically part 1 and 2 are one season, but the ending of part 2 had the part 3 teas.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it made sense if we're going from Big Joseph to Joseph again. That's, like, the opening shot.
Also, I think that was done for, like, the hype. Because part 3 is so iconic to the series. Much to my chagrin, because like anytime anyone mentions Jojo, it's a picture of Jotaro from part 3. I'm like, yeah,
Jojo.
It gets better though. Yeah. There's so many better things of Jojo than just like part 3 Jotaro.
It gets better, like part 4 Jotaro,
and then he's better, part 6 Jotaro,
and part 8 Jotaro.
girl Jotaro.
Yeah, or maid Jotaro with the girl Lady Gaga stand.
Hell yeah, born this way.
That one that is just forgotten.
But Sam, I have a big question.
Huh?
Why didn't Giorno turn into Gold Experience Requiem when he got stabbed in the first episode? Or
why didn't Kira get Killer Queen Requiem? Why couldn't he just set all bombs to 0?
Did Araki forgot Lamau?
Yes.
Did Araki forget that he turned Trish into a stand user Lamau?
Did he forget that she originally had the giant like dinosaur handprint? Yeah. She was Scary Monsters originally.
It'd be really funny if they just like change it so Spice Girl has one hand that's like a giant like dinosaur claw.
It'd be amazing. Or she.
But that's it. Like, there's no other difference. They don't even acknowledge it.
She can melt the ground, but in a dinosaur claw shape.
Yeah.
So.
Or maybe she turned a dinosaur fossil into.
There was a dinosaur fossil underneath where she was and just had a reaction to it.
Mere inches underground.
She stabbed herself with the dinosaur bone and it kind of evolved her and to actually talk to her.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, I do love Polnareff being... There's one thing. The one thing I do like of the clean is Polnareff still being around.
Polnareff is great. And Polnareff and the turtle is fucking hilarious.
It's ridiculous. They literally forget to think of, oh, the turtle's dead.
Yeah, which is horrible.
Poor Coco Jumbo.
Coco Jumbo, who was like the fucking workhorse of part 5, is toast.
He survived so much shit. Remember when
Only to die in a Frenchman's body.
Remember when Mista punched the truck driver while he was in the turtle?
Yes.
That was
incredible
great.
scene.
Incredible scene to see a fist come out of a turtle's back and to punch out a guy. So, I mean, there's so many turtle facts that he was able to survive the aging of Grateful Dead.
Hell yeah.
But rest in peace. Where's his cloud? Where's his soul to be in the cloud with like the boys?
I really wish that we got in a scene where Coco Jumbo's soul got put into Polnareff's like dying body, and he's just like moving his mouth and like shuffling around,
trying to move his leg, but they don't work.
Yeah.
Oh,
that'd be funny.
So, anything else?
Oh, there's also one scene where Mista pulls up his shirt and we see like...
I love that scene in the manga, so like the first time you see Trish laugh in the part.
In this, though, it's so horrifying because his body proportions are like really fucked. To see how long his like abs are.
The tightest sweater ever made.
Yes. Hugging every curve.
But I always love this part, and seeing like the first time you're seeing Trish like really like emote and really laughing. That's not Mista in her body freaking out.
Their whole scene together is really...
That's why people ship them.
Yeah, it's really nice. Also, their color, I like the different colors that Giorno and Mista get at the end.
The purple and then the black suit's nice and slick.
Yeah, Mista has like Joker colors. It's like purple and white and green.
Yeah.
Whereas Giorno gets the black and the green, which is really... The black and green look really neat.
I love that costume. I think in the colored Avenger, it was just like that same design, but it was just like the blue.
Yeah, it was the school colors.
Blue with purple, and Mista was the same. So, anything else you want to talk about?
No, not really. I did like how it ends. It says part 5, fine. But it looks like it just says part 5, fine. It's like, yeah, part 5 was fine, I guess.
It worked.
Yeah.
It's fine. So, yeah, any closing thoughts on the episode? I think Sleeping Slave is Sleeping Slaves, and I don't care, and it kind of just gets
More
in the way.
like-
It kind of gets in the way of the ending
Yes.
of part 5.
Okay, sorry, I lied. He does not have any green. It is purple, blue, and white on Mista's final. Unless, wait, he might have green. No, he doesn't have any green. Sorry.
No.
Sorry, ladies and
You
gentlemen.
lied.
There's a green turtle next to him, though.
Jordan has green nipples on his on his shirt, so there.
I really do love that final shot of part 5.
It is a great ending shot. I just wish we got some other.
It's almost as good as the final shot of part 6, which makes me cry every time I think about it.
We'll get there. One day.
Yes, alright, so I guess we'll end it. This was way longer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, well, we kind of knew we were going to rant about Sleeping Slaves for a lot more majority of this part. More so than the actual King Crimson ending. So,
Yes.
we're going to have just a part 5, like, retrospective spoiler cast for the anime, like, what we thought, like, especially the differences and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, if you're interested in that, yeah, check that out. I probably won't drop it like right after this.
We probably won't talk about the ending as like probably because we ran out to so much about it recently. So
also that will this doesn't matter. We're not going to spoil anything outside of part 5.
Yeah.
Prior to we will.
Yeah.
Like we'll spoil 1 through 4 if we have to, but I just want to talk about part 5.
Yeah. If anything, it's just Koichi and Jotaro's like brief appearance in the beginning. So, and that's so. Want me to do the plug part now?
Yeah, do it. Plug me up. Plug me up, daddy.
Fuck you. So, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Jim loves the comment. He reads every single one. He usually responds to a lot of them.
We got so many comments on our last Jokakaka.
Yeah.
And it was fucking awesome, guys. I love that shit.
Yes. And yeah, the likes always help out. And
yes, likes help a ton.
But we have Jim's on Jokakaka. We have our Part 8 stuffs, and you can find that on iTunes and everywhere else. You
iTunes,
find
Stitcher,
podcasts.
Spotify, and then YouTube.
Yeah, these are only on YouTube, but
yes, these are
But I mean, if you listen to those on iTunes, helps out with those reviews.
Hell yeah.
So, and then we're gonna have our spoiler cast, and we're gonna have. We have a recent one. We have chapter 89 was the last Jojo chapter for our.
It will be 89 next because it's the fucking funny
next.
joke.
88 was the last one.
Funny fucking joke that I love.
I know you do. You love JoJo memes. Your favorite kind.
I fucking love JoJo memes.
And yeah, and let's see. I'm thinking JoJo's done. Or at the
JoJo's fucking done.
Part 5 is done. It's fine. As
So
they
we're gonna
say
do
in Italian.
every week where we would normally do a part 5 in parts. We're gonna do a speculating part 6 in sections.
No, we have to vote as 6 in sections or 6 in slices.
Okay, yeah, that's the real question. We'll ask this again at the
end. Don't some YouTube videos have like a poll you can put in videos?
Well, no, you have to do like a straw poll.
No, I've seen people have videos in as like an information thing.
I've never seen that before.
I've seen that before.
If you can figure it out, tell me, and I guess I'll do it.
I'll look it up. But yeah, speculations of will it be better.
So we're gonna do every week. We're gonna do a 4-hour-long podcast. Thinking we're gonna dissect every chapter.
Jim will talk about how much he loves Yo-Yo Ma.
I knew you were gonna say that. I fucking love Yo-Yo Ma.
Only Yo-Yo Ma fan.
I cannot wait. I'm literally on the edge of my seat for the Yo-Yo Ma episode. I'm gonna be screaming.
And when we talk about Limp Bizkit, it would just be me talking about just how great their music is.
How much you love that band.
And and it's just gonna be like 10 minutes about how the best recommendation songs they have, and then the rest is just rolling on loop for an hour, just the rolling part.
With us dancing.
It'll just be the gangster dance in the back and
it'll be our face reveal of us doing the gangster.
We can't handle our face reveal. So
who's excited for the face reveal?
No one is. No one cares about our stupid ugly faces.
That's true.
So, and I think that's really it, because we haven't really had any other. We had that whole 3-week break kind of gave us we had a lot of stuff in between there as well, but.
Yeah.
We're not sure. Maybe we'll talk about Dr. Stone. Maybe we'll talk. I don't know. I'm just bullshitting.
Absolutely love to talk. I would love to do this show. Well, not this show. Like Jokakaka with Dr. Stone. But I also wouldn't want to.
Is that a monthly or that
It's a weekly. It's Weekly Shonen Jump.
Really?
It's funny. So this is something that only I think is funny because I'm a dum-dum. But Weekly Shonen Jump and Wall Street Journal have the same initials. So whenever I see people put WSJ, I'm always like, wait, are they talking about the manga? Or
we always have the stupid little thing that make us chuckle that will make the same joke every single time. So.
But yeah, I absolutely love Dr. Stone. I think the anime is like okay.
I like it.
The manga is like god tier for me. The art is incredible, and I cry. I literally cry every chapter when I read Dr. Stone because I'm so emotionally connected to every single character. I actually started to cry at the latest episode just because I was thinking about like how much these characters love each other and how much I love them and how they'll do anything for each other.
Well,
I know it's like literally shonen, but
yeah. Well, maybe for the time off, we actually will do that like. Stuff we just randomly talk about.
Someone actually did say they wanted to hear us talk about that, so I will.
Just like us ranting about stuff.
You
can talk about your random French Revolution.
I will talk about Innocence, which is a fucking great manga. I've been into okay, it wasn't a manga kick, but then I fell hard into Game of Thrones. I watched like 5 seasons in like
that's having you dog
5
sit.
days. Yeah. So I will talk about Game of Thrones in that too.
Alright.
Just whatever. Okay, we'll save this for whenever we do that if we do it.
Yeah, I mean I think it would be nice to have like a monthly thing just so we have like something to take the place of JoJo, so we're not like just having the part. And maybe I'll start.
I like the idea of doing like what's it called? Like other episodes where we talk about JoJo stuff, not just This chapter came out.
Maybe one day we'll start on a light novel.
I will.
Maybe we'll read Diesel again.
Diesel again. Okay, no, there is some wonderful commenter last
Diesel in decimals.
I think decimals.
That's all I can
oh my
think
god!
of.
Like we'll have to talk about every panel,
every line, every non-complete speech bubble.
I know that we should have ended this like 20 minutes ago, but we had an amazing commenter. I think on the last episode of Part 5 and Parts that posted a link. Someone did a whole audiobook of Purple Haze feedback and put it on YouTube,
which will probably be the way we would do that.
I definitely wouldn't. I know it's like ignorant of me, but I will never read a light novel. I feel like I put this line in the sand.
When's the last time,
I never will read a light novel.
When's the last time you read an actual like book, like not like manga or like comics?
For my job, I have a lot of I can have a lot of downtime, so I would read. I actually would read a decent amount when I work. During the summer, I don't work. But I read through the first 2 Harry Potter books quite recently. I'm halfway through the 3rd one. I don't really like to read novels, though. I don't get the same enjoyment that reading manga does. Manga, like, fills my soul with energy.
Yeah.
All right, we need to end this now. I'm sorry.
All right, now you're good.
All right, thank you so much for listening. This is the finale of Part 5 and Parts.
Yes. Please vote on Part 6 in slices or Part 6 in sections. It's one of those two. We'll probably put this as like little question in the next video.
All right, I'm not going to make a poll for it, but in the comments, write. We're going to have, okay, whoever gets there first, write, what is it, Part 6 in slices? Is that what you
sections
said?
Or slices?
All right, so someone comment Part 6 in slices, someone comment Part 6 in sections, and then upvote. If someone's already commented those, go into that and just upvote those, and whatever gets the most upvotes, maybe I'll consider making that the title.
If you remember, I will. Though.
I kind of already just love slices. I think that's fucking funny.
It's one of those words when you hear it's just like an ASMR, like tingling.
I just think of orange slices instantly.
Slices.
All right.
That's it.
Thank you so much. This has been such a fun ride. I really enjoyed doing this.
Yes.
Oh, also, I know. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. We got 3 minutes. We got 2 minutes before it's like 60.
Fourth an hour. I really want to know, do people like the format that we chose, where we talk about it by arc? Would you prefer us to talk about it per episode?
Yeah. I
wouldn't mind doing that. It would be a little more annoying, and I think the episodes would be a little less...
It depends on...
like, meaty, but...
Yeah. It's a lot easier to come and do these in, like, every couple of weeks or so.
Yeah.
But...
Just it's also nice to not be constantly editing and recording podcasts. Yeah. It's fun to do these like bi-monthly.
I was talking to my sister about the podcast. She's like, "Yeah, I can just edit. If you need something to edit, I can edit sometimes. If you ever need to edit a video."
Our podcast?
Yeah, I was like, "Really?
What?"
I know. It's like I have Adobe, and you know, you even need to do like a video thing to it. She could help us out with that.
That would be. I don't know. I'm kind of
yeah. You gotta just sit mead and talk about like, or just do when we get our mead club thing. We just on camera and taste. I'm like. I'll edit that. Like, really?
I would unironically. So this is like way down the line. I would unironically love to do a video where we just sit in front of a camera and like do a Q&A or something.
Drink meat.
Drink
I don't think we have a
meat and
fan
do a
base enough
fucking
for
Q&A.
Q&A.
Well, that's what we have to work up to that.
Yeah.
That'll be like our 1,000 subscriber special or some bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see.
So yeah, if you want to see us drink meat and do a Q&A, get your friends to subscribe to the Jokakaka podcast.
Yeah. All right, then. That's everything?
That's fucking everything.
All right. And thank you very much for listening.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.